Good evening. Thank you all for coming. We're about to get ready. However, before we get started, if everybody will take one of these, if you've got them, make sure they're on either buzz or off so that we don't have any disruptions to the ceremony. Very much appreciate it. Thank you kindly, and we're about to get going.
If you would remain standing, I'm Keith Smith, Associate Vice President for Community and Governmental Affairs here at Nash Community College. Good evening. And I think it is evening. If you would, stand with me as I do an invocation. For a day that we have never seen and all that it has to offer, I beckon the spirit that created such a phenomena to smile upon this ceremony that will recognize medical assistants who will become givers to our community and our greater society. I also ask that those who had a hand in preparing this distinguished group, be it family members, instructors, Nash Community College staff, or friends, witness this as a commencement that will spread goodness 1,000-fold, and as we as human beings can continue to keep our eyes on what can become great. This is my prayer to the one I hold dear in my heart. Amen. You may be seated.
Thank you, Dr. Smith, for those kind words. And it gives me a great deal of pleasure to welcome you to Nash Community College. I'm Bill Carver, President. It is a time of the year where we celebrate completion. We celebrate what students have accomplished. Without students, I don't have a job. So we hate to see you go, but we're glad you came. Thank you for choosing Nash. You may have seen that around a little bit. We're mighty proud of the commitment that we have made to this program. And that commitment is not only in the facilities, the commitment is by the fine instructional talent that's sitting behind me. And ladies, you got that commitment firsthand, didn't you? The thing about completing is, I told somebody the other day, you know something that doesn't take any talent at all? No talent at all is quitting. What takes a great deal of accomplishment and talent is completing and finishing a job that you start. You are to be commended on what you have done and being commended on this entry into public service and helping others. That's what we do at Nash Community College. Somebody said, what do you do? I said, we help people. And we help people help our community. I often say community is our middle name. And we take that very seriously. So ladies and gentlemen, thank you for being here tonight. I know you are the supportive group of the people that have accomplished this graduation tonight that we celebrate. On behalf of the Board of Trustees, the staff, and most importantly, the students, welcome to Nash Community College.
Dr. Carver, Dr. Smith, Ms. Landin, honored guests, and new medical assistants. Thank you for joining us today to celebrate this important milestone in the careers of our medical assistant diploma graduates. Each of these individuals has completed the academic and clinical work required to become medical assistants as determined by the American Association of Medical Assistants, or AAMA. Some have chosen to enter the workforce at this time, while others will be returning to Nash this fall to finish work for an associate's degree in medical assisting. All are now eligible to sit for the national certification exam that will earn them the credential of Certified Medical Assistant, or CMA. This is the 7th class of diploma students to reach this milestone since the program began in 2007. Nash Community College developed this program in response to the needs of the surrounding healthcare community, and since that time, demand for medical assistance has continued to grow. The National Bureau of Labor Statistics projects a 29% increase in employment for medical assistants over the next 10 years, and we have seen that reflected locally in the excellent job placement rate of our graduates. So it was a great choice for you all to apply to the program. I'd like to share with our guests just what it takes to be eligible to apply. A lot of math. Our applicants also need good English and writing skills before they enter the program, but the math requirements seem to be more of a challenge. And many of our applicants for this program are frequent flyers in our math tank, which is Nash Community College's state-of-the-art math learning lab. I'd also like to share that being accepted into the program is no guarantee that a student will arrive here in one of these seats this evening. The list of required courses for the diploma is long, totaling 45 credit hours, and requires an overload of classes every semester if completed in 1 year. Since many of our students are what we call non-traditional learners, they have families and sometimes part-time or full-time jobs, time management skills are critical for success. I'm continually in awe of what you all do. For many, it's the support and the understanding of family and friends that makes this evening possible, so give yourselves a pat on the back as well. Coursework during the spring semester is especially demanding, and during those long winter months, we spend almost 18 hours a week together in that room. We get on each other's nerves, and it gives us a chance to practice our communication skills. The class does bond during this time, and it's always nice to see that while they fight like family, they also look out for one another. During the spring semesters also when the class develops manual skills, many of which involve needles. Manual dexterity is very important and lots of practice, but understand that in order to get a lot of practice giving injections or drawing blood, because they practice on one another, they also get a lot of injections and phlebotomy. This is especially tough on students who are needle phobic. No names. The bright side of that is that their classmates gain valuable experience in dealing with needle-phobic patients. Excitement mounts as summer approaches and students are assigned to the clinical facility where they will spend 240 hours over 10 weeks. It is during this unpaid, supervised clinical experience students must remember and apply everything that they have learned in the previous year. They need to take initiative and push themselves to do things that they may not feel confident doing. They have to put smiles on their faces and not let the patients see how nervous they are. And just when they've mastered one area of the facility, whoosh, we whisk them off to another area that's unfamiliar. I'd like to take a moment to mention a new activity that was available to our students this year, the Student Medical Assisting Association. This group had a great inaugural year. In addition to creating their bylaws and applying to the college for club status, they formed the first ever Nash Community College Medical Assisting Student Quiz Bowl team and had a very successful fundraiser which financed that team's trip to compete at the AAMA State Convention. The existence of this group will help foster students' involvement in their professional organization both during and after graduation. I would like to take a moment to thank Amber Greer for her instrumental role as the SMAA advisor and for accompanying the group to the state convention. Thank you, Amber. So you can see it's been an exciting and challenging year, and all of those you see here have met the challenge and have succeeded. Now please help us celebrate their future as vital members of the healthcare team as they join the profession of medical assisting. At this time, it is my great pleasure to introduce our guest speaker. Many of you recognize her, I know. She is one of our own. Our speaker today began her long association with Nash Community College back in 1991 when she started taking office system technology classes. Over the years, she was a part-time student, a full-time student, a part-time employee, and a full-time employee. She has been a secretary for the Department of Business Technologies and for the Dean of Instruction. She has worked in the mailroom, in financial aid, and in the library as a computer assistant. She holds an Associate in Applied Sciences degree in Office Systems Technology and an accounting diploma from Nash Community College, as well as a bachelor's degree in Justice Studies from North Carolina Wesleyan. Most recently, she earned an Associate in Applied Science degree in Medical Assisting from Nash Community College. While a student, she received the Excellence in Scholarship Award for Office System Technology, a Kiwanis Scholarship, and the Jack Ballard Scholarship. She's a member of the Gamma Beta Phi Honor Society and the Phi Theta Kappa Honor Society, a lot of Greek letters. She is employed as a CMA in the internal medicine group at Boyce Willis Clinic, and I'm thrilled to add, in December of last year, she was elected president of the Nash County chapter of the AAMA. Please welcome Cheryl Landin.
That sounds like she's talking about somebody else. I am honored to be here tonight to stand in the spot because I'm so used to being out there. When Ms. Worsinger called and asked me if I would speak, I was honored to say yes because I felt like that it was my turn now to give back to Nash Community College because I had gotten so much from Nash. It has been 2 years since I sat or stood in the spot that you're in, and so much has changed in that shorter period of time because time does fly. Sometimes it's hard to believe that I am a certified medical assistant, and then I can't really remember not being a certified medical assistant. I want you to remember that title for 3 challenges that I would like to issue to you tonight. First challenge is I would like to see each and every one of you become certified medical assistants. Why? Because the reward is so much greater than if you're just a medical assistant, not only financially, but self-serving, self-rewarding. I want you to set that goal before you leave from this building tonight, that will be whether you're going to get your diploma, or you're stopping at your diploma, or you're going on to get your degree. I still want that to be your goal. There's so many more doors that can open if you're a certified medical assistant than if you're not. And why would you want to take the chance of missing a door that could take you into a whole nother field? While my educational portfolio is extensive, my first, a double major in Office Systems Technology, as Ms. Worsinger stated, in all of that education, I made 2 C's. I have actually made 3 C's. The only C that I ever wanted was the one that I could put in front of the medical assistant to make me certified. The experience received in such a short time is unbelievable. First, cardiology, I thought was the love of my life. Then I met internal medicine. I believe God places you where He needs you and where He wants you. Patients and their loved ones have thanked me for caring for them, for caring for their health care. They told me that they have thanked God for me. You have no idea how that makes me feel. When you can room a patient that you've never seen in your life and then you walk by that patient as they're leaving, and they reach out to hug you, that's the greatest feeling. I cannot say if I was put there to necessarily make their life better, but to them I did. Works for me. Could you do this without being certified? You can, but I don't think the reward is as great. The exam that you will take consists of 200 questions from a big test bank. When you finish that exam and you do the survey and it pops up there that you have passed, it's like, yes, I have made it. You realize that all the time, the effort, the sacrifices, the paper and the project deadlines that you endured becomes a reality, and the emotion that comes with that moment is priceless. The person that began that program a year ago or left home that morning, that person's gone forever. You are totally rebuilt, reborn, you know, it's just a different feeling. You'll never be that person ever again. Receiving this pen tonight is a major milestone in your lives. I hope there will be others. May you become doctors, nurses, practice managers, who knows? You can go as high as you want to go. I think it should be the beginning and not the end. Regardless of who we are or how far we want to go, we will never stop learning as long as we have the desire to grow. The healthcare field is endless and it can take you anywhere your heart desires. That is very important, because if your heart is not in what you're doing, then you need to keep searching until you find what your heart is in. The patients want to see a smile when they hear their name. They want someone to care about their health and their well-being. They may be upset or scared because they do not know what is coming during that visit. It could be something as simple as being willing to talk to a patient through a diagnostic test that they need before they can get surgery clearance to have a procedure to improve their quality of life. Sometimes patients or their families call for guidance because their loved one is unresponsive and they don't know what to do. And I know that sounds strange. It's like, well, everybody knows you call 911. But if you're really and truly upset, you may not think to call 911. You may just need that reassurance of somebody telling you to call 911, especially if you're still a parent or your child. I thank God every night for this opportunity He has given me to make a difference. It may not always be in the clinical setting. It could be when you're at the grocery store, when you're at the doctor's office yourself, or at the drugstore. My past jobs have included being a cashier, a factory worker, and a secretary. I enjoyed each one of those jobs. But none of those jobs has been as rewarding as being a certified medical assistant. What can be more satisfying than making a difference in someone else's life? For that patient to know that they can call you and they will hear a voice on the other end of the line that they can tell really cares about them. My hope for all graduates is for the healthcare field to be a bestseller or a sold-out event. Working as a healthcare provider should come natural. It should not be molded. You shouldn't have to make yourself smile or act professional in any way. It should come natural. All patients deserve first-class care. Put yourself in that patient's spot. If it was your loved one or your child, how would you want to be treated? So you treat that patient that way. Whatever we can do for that patient to make their experience better should be the goal of every certified medical assistant. Remember when coworkers say, "That is not my job, it's so-and-so's." We should never have this attitude. because I don't care if it's my patient or your patient, that patient's care is everybody's job, or it should be. It is my goal each day for the first patient to the last patient to be my #1 concern. The second challenge is to get involved in your local AAMA meetings. If there's not a local chapter for you to attend, I send you a personal invitation to join Nash County chapter. We meet at Gardner's Restaurant on 301 the second Tuesday night of every month, except for July and December, which means we have a meeting coming up next Tuesday night. I would love to see each and every one of you there. I may not remember your name, but chances are I'll remember your face. We usually start at 5:30. Speaker arrives at 6. Who will be our speaker this month, or what will their topic be? Come to our next meeting and find out. I hope to see you all there. In closing, the third challenge, get involved on the state and the national level, as well, if time permits, going to the state and national conferences. The next North Carolina Society Medical Assistant will have a local seminar that will be held at Days Inn in Asheville. The details are on the website, and I have that website for you. The national conference will be held in St. Louis, Missouri, October 17th through the 20th. And that is also on the American Association of Medical Assistants website. I promise these meetings will help in growth, knowledge, friendship, and job networking. The speakers are awesome, and they're passionate about their work. Put the dates for these meetings on your calendar, and remember, get certified and get involved. Thank you.
My name is Amber Anders Greer, recently married, big change. I've had the pleasure of teaching these students for 3 semesters, and it has been up and down, and we have been here, there, and all over everywhere. I'm pulling a Dr. Carver, and I'm going to veer from the script. I just want you guys to know that I am very proud of all of you. I understand how it feels to go through all of this and put your families on hold and your jobs on hold and study and test and homework. It's a lot. And you all need to remember how it feels in this moment. How it feels in this moment, because it's worth it. I'm proud of you. We are proud of you. And I'm sure all of these people in this room are proud of you. You need to be super proud of yourselves. I'm going to read the Code of Ethics. A medical assistant works in conjunction with other healthcare workers. The day-to-day nature of their job is to perform administrative and clinical tasks that will keep a medical office operating smoothly. Due to the nature of the work, a code of ethics is a necessity just like any other medical profession. The American Association of Medical Assistants set forth the following principles known as the Code of Ethics. The first one is to render service with full respect for the dignity of humanity. This section of the Code of Ethics for medical assistants means that a medical assistant will perform job duties with respect for the patient's rights as a human being. He or she will address all patients, young or old, man or woman, from any station in life with respect. Care will be given to maintain the patient's dignity without judgment or condescension. To respect confidential information obtained through employment unless legally authorized or required by responsible performance of duty to divulge this information. This portion of the Code of Ethics prohibits a medical assistant from invading a patient's privacy. Any and all information that the medical assistant learns about a patient in the course of assisting them must remain between them alone. Unless the patient legally authorizes the medical assistant to share their medical issues or treatments with someone, the medical assistant must keep the information confidential. To uphold the honor and high principles of the profession and accept its disciplines. This section basically means that by agreeing to this code of ethics, the medical assistant will give his or her best job performance day in and day out. He or she will abide by all legal and ethical rules as well as other expectations of the job. To seek to continually improve the knowledge and skills of medical assistants for the benefit of patients and professional colleagues. By agreeing to this portion of the Code of Ethics, the medical assistant is saying that this is not the end of his or her education. Instead, they will continually strive to obtain more knowledge and grow in skill levels to benefit the patients and to better assist colleagues. Lastly, to participate in additional service activities aimed toward improving the health and well-being of the community. This section of the code maintains that the medical assistant is not just done at the end of their scheduled workday. He or she should strive to be active in the community, participating in community events where the medical assistant should share knowledge on health practices with others.
Thank you, Mrs. Greer. This next portion of our program emphasizes the strong personal and professional values shared by members of the American Association of Medical Assistants. As all of our graduates have indicated their intention to become a member of the AAMA, it is appropriate to highlight each element of the AAMA Medical Assistant Creed this evening with the lighting of a candle. At this time, I would like to ask the graduates to come forward.
I believe in the principles and purposes of the profession of medical assistant.
I endeavor to be more effective.
I aspire to render greater service.
I protect the confidence entrusted to me.
I am dedicated to the care and well-being of all people.
I am loyal to my employer.
I am true to the ethics of my profession.
I am strengthened by compassion, courage, and faith.
We will now present pins. Ready? Maria N. Caudle. T. Crocker. Shonlel M. Elizabeth Hernandez. Owens. Unfortunately, Sonal Rathod was unable to be with us this evening. Janicia D. Rover. Rover. Willcox. Jessica M. Winstead. All right, let's pledge. You ready? Here we go. I solemnly pledge before God and these witnesses to practice faithfully all my duties as a member of the professional healthcare team. I hold the care of the sick and injured to be a privilege and a sacred trust, and will assist the physician with honesty and loyalty. I will hold all personal matters pertaining to the private lives of patients in strict confidence. I dedicate my heart, mind, and strength to the work before me. I shall do all within my power to show in myself an example of all that is honorable and good throughout my medical assistant career.
If you would, please stand with me. And congratulations once again to the new graduates. Let us pray. We're so thankful for this day, a day which we have never seen before, and we have been glad. And also, I just ask now as we leave this place that we find our family circles unbroken and that we can face another day with true hope and true gladness. This is my prayer. Amen.
Thank you again, everyone, for being here. I would like to ask you all to join us in the room next door for refreshments. We can go out to the lobby and then back in the next door. So thank you again for being here.